This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
We're here in the holy city of Tzfat. Of course, Tzfat is one of the 4 holy cities in Eretz Yisrael. They are Yerushalayim, Tiberia, Hebron, and Tzfat. Amazingly, even though we have so much information from the Ari's whole stint in Tzfat was only 22 months. The Ari passed away before he was 40, and his whole career in Tzfat was less than 2 years. He was Nifter in Av, and he wrote that he came down to this world to teach the secrets of the Torah primarily to Reb Chaim Vital. Now the Arizal himself did not write, and he once explained the reason he didn't write is because to be meraches, to condense what he's saying into written word, it would be impossible for him. He says that every time he opens his mouth, it's like a gush of Torah, that it could be choking when he begins to reveal the Torah. The Arizal's hisgalus was so incredible that the Arizal said about himself that the revelations he had when he would sleep would take ordinarily a person 80 years to learn. And buried next to the Arizal is the Rama, Rav Moshe Cordovero, which is a different system of Kabbalah. In the Keser Rosh of Rav Chaim Eliezer, he writes that where philosophy ends, Kabbalah begins. And where the Kabbalah of the Ramak ends, the Kabbalah of the Arizal begins. And in the Olam HaEmes, the Ramak says that they learned the Kabbalah of the Arizal. So the Ramak was Megala, Lachar Misasai. Interestingly, the Ramak had a close relationship with the Ramami Pano, Reb Menachem Azariah of Pano. And when the Ramak passed away, Reb Menachem Azariah of Pano bought the ksavim of the Ramak from his almana, and he even needed the Beis Yosef and the Alshech to pay some money to the almana to be able to gain his ksavim. In the back we have Rebbe Eliezer Azkiri. Rebbe Eliezer Azkiri was the shamish in Tzfat until the Arizal was megala who he was. He was cleaning the floors, and then once Simchas Torah, the Ari took him into the circle to dance with him. And people asked, why are you dancing with the superintendent? And the Ari said, because Reb Shimon Bar Yochai himself came down in Hashemayim to dance with Rebbe Eliezer Azkiri. So of course I will dance with him. Rebbe Eliezer Azkiri is the author of Yedid Nefesh, of Arachaman. He's the author of the Sefer Charedim. So here in Tzfat was a collection of the greatest all-time Chachamim. You have the Beis Yosef, you have Reb Shlomo Alkabetz, the author of L'Chadoidi, and you have so many Chachamim. You have Rav Moshe Galante, you have Rav Moshe Mitrani, the Mabit, the author of the Beis Elikim, all buried right over here. So the city of Tzfat remains. It's interesting, there's a pasuk in Nehemiah that says that the king looked at Nehemiah and the king was upset at Nehemiah. He said, Nehemiah, why do you look so despondent? You're not serving me b'simcha. So Nehemiah said, how could I be happy? The city of Yerushalayim that has buried in it all of our forefathers is destroyed. How could I not be despondent? From this pasuk we see that part of the kedusha of the city is who's buried in the city. So in the city of Tzfat you have so many all-time great Chachmei Yisrael. This all lends to the great kedusha of the city of Tzfat. And when the great earthquake of Tzfat occurred in 1837, and it needed to be rebuilt, so the Pa'as HaShulchan commented that Tzfat is Rashi Tevis, Tzfat Pisoim Techerav. Tzfat was suddenly destroyed. But he also says it's Rashi Tevis, Tzfat Pisoim Tibane. So Baruch Hashem, we see now Tzfat somewhat binyana, and we should see the binyan of all the Orei, Tzion, V'Yushalayim, Imher V'Yameinu. Amen.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.